All right, hey, what's up, everybody? All right, here we are at my camp. We're at 10,500 feet, therefore the the hat. And hey, what's up, David? Thanks for joining. CM, I think we're all anxious. Can everybody see me? I don't know if y'all can see me yet, but I'm using the. Let's see, is it working? It says it's been going for about 25 seconds now, so hopefully y'all can see me. But anyway, here's my camp. I want to show y'all where I'm camping at right now. Got the truck set up, and it's right next to the stream here, which is flowing really good. It's kind of been choked up a little bit with all the aspen leaves that are coming off, because there's a bunch of aspen leaves that are starting to fall off pretty fast. The reason being is that when there's a drought like this, let's see if I can find an aspen leaf. I'll show you an example. So when there's a drought like this, what happens is the leaves, instead of changing yellow to red, or yellow to orange to red and then falling off, what they'll do is they'll do yellow to this brown, and then they'll just fall off. So all the trees around here, if we spin around and look, like it looks like there's a bunch of leaves on them, but actually about half of the leaves are already gone, which is kind of a bummer. So anyway, but I've been chilling here now for a day. We did a Patreon only live stream last night, and then Sierra and I were just kind of chilling today, just relaxing. Made a bunch of really good pancakes. I've been using this Birch Benders pancake stuff for the gluten-free thing, and made a huge stack this morning. It was like my best creation so far. And then I've got this gluten-free maple syrup, which actually all the organic maple syrup is gluten-free, which is kind of nice. So anyway, let's see here. I want to get caught up on. See, am I live? Yeah, okay, I'm live. I was just thinking, I'm like, did this thing go? I'm still getting familiar with the Ecamm, so I'm just not. I just didn't. I don't really know if it's paused yet or not. But yeah, so anyway, so that's when the leaves fall off really fast. So if there's ever drought conditions, going to go see the mountains during that, or the leaf change that year, probably isn't the best, just because it's not going to be very good out there. So. But just to give you a heads up on me, I thought I was doing really good with weight and everything after all these crazy stomach issues I've had with celiacs and everything. And I got up to like 155, and now I'm back down to 144, which is really disappointing. I thought I was making progress, but I'm not. And so that's kind of frustrating to have that be happening. And I'm just hoping that I can continue doing this stuff out here. I want to keep trucking and keep truck camping and doing winter camp and all that stuff, but it's just my energy levels are getting so low at the moment. So I'm just hoping that that doesn't really affect me that much this winter. Nice thing about the winter though is I'll be able to hunker down and just cook a bunch and eat a bunch of food and kind of focus on my health, and so that'll be good. I did change up a few supplements, and also got a little new medication that really seems to be helping with me at least processing food. So hopefully I can put on some weight and keep it on over this winter, because I want to get back up to about 185. That's when I was really like between 175 and 185. That was when I feel like I was kind of operating my best out here. But does anybody have any questions about the changing of colors or where to go? If you're coming through Colorado, there's some mountain passes that you can go that you don't have to go on four-wheel or anything. You can go to like Kebler Pass outside of Crested Butte. If you're close to Denver, Kenosha Pass is always a good one. Anything through Rocky Mountain National Park is fantastic. Let's see, if you're through central Colorado, Cottonwood Pass is excellent this time of year. The drive between Buena Vista and Crested Butte, the Cottonwood Pass now, they paved it the whole way. So they used to be on the west side, it was all just kind of rugged and dirt road and really washboardy, but they paved it and it's really nice now. So that's working out really good. Let's see, are there comments coming through? Because I don't see any comments coming through. Hopefully, if people are commenting, they can do it. Let me just do a test one real quick and see if it comes across. Nope. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. Okay, the comments are back. All right. So those are good places to go on the kind of central part of Colorado. Also, too, if you can go over to Wolf Creek Pass is pretty good. I think on the west side of it when you get close to Pagosa, and then Let's see what else. If you can get in any of the river valleys, you know, along those river corridors, like the riparian areas, all those have like cottonwood trees, and all of those have already been starting to turn, and those hold their leaves for a long time. And so if you're in like the Arkansas River Valley, just go hang out on the Arkansas River anywhere from Leadville to Salida, and that whole area will have a ton of color at it. And also to the lower elevations, you know, they don't start as early as the high elevations. So this is 10,500 feet. This is starting first. I mean, if we look up, if we walk over here and look up back this way, if it holds the connection, right back up there, that's a 14,000 foot peak right there. And so we're pretty close, you know, to the tree line. We're like maybe 1,000 feet from the tree line. And so, you know, of course up here, this is going to get hit first, and then everything else in lower elevations will get hit after this. And so just keep that in mind. So like those lower elevations, like if you go into the Arkansas River Valley and go into like the Buena Vista area or the Leadville area. Leadville's a little bit higher, so that's like 10,000 feet, so they're getting hit. But Buena Vista's like 8,600, and so you won't have much there. So, okay, so, oh, and then Diane, you're asking about Fruta. Fruta's good. I just don't know the area out there really well. I usually go Camp McGinnis Canyons when I'm in that area, and I just don't know. I just don't know Fruta as much. I know it's lower elevation, so it probably won't get hit. I imagine they're probably starting to get a color turn now. So, and then it'll probably hold there a little bit later just because it's lower elevation. Okay, so Sierra's doing good. She did have a urinary tract infection, and we've got her on antibiotics. She's running around like crazy and having a blast. She's actually sleeping right now because she's been running around a little too much. So she's right over there, just kind of crashed out at the moment. But she's doing good, and doctor was like, yeah, everything's cool. It's just kind of normal run-of-the-mill for these, you know, female dogs, especially ones that are active, that are running around and getting into all sorts of dirty stuff like she is. And so she's doing well. I did have a little bit of extra blood test done just to make sure there was nothing else. So we're just checking for any sort of like parasites or, you know, what's the other one? The tick stuff, Lyme's disease, stuff like that, just to make sure that everything's on the up and up. So should be getting those test results back on Friday, and but the doctor's like, you know, the vet was like, she looks great. So she seems to be doing good. She's in good spirits, and you know, she's doing okay. So, but around here, we're going to be camping here for another day, and then we're going to head back down into town on Friday. And then I think after that, I've got like 2 weeks to kill, because I'm taking my truck back into the shop to get some brake work done. And so I'm gonna get some brake work done. Gonna get the lower. Let's see. I've got to get some lower. Gotta get some work done on the lower control arms. I think I need to get some new lower ball joints, and just some different stuff to my truck. And then after I get that done on the 19th, you know, I'm really gonna roam. Probably go up to South Dakota and just establish my residency up there. I was actually talking back and forth with South Dakota today about my license plates. Those are on their way, which is cool. So I think that with this 2 week period coming up, I may go hit hot springs down in Taos, because like this time of year down in Taos is really nice. And I don't know if people are aware, but Taos has 2 hot springs on the river, on the Rio Grande. So you can go down that corridor and you hike down, you know, along the ridge there, and you go down to the river bottom, or to where the river is. And there's hot springs there that are really nice, and you can camp around that area. And Taos is a nice town. I like it over there. It's kind of got a funky vibe to it. The only thing about New Mexico, which bugs me, is that New Mexico really, for whatever reason, the people out there, they just trash their public lands. So everywhere you go, you kind of have to just resign yourself to the fact that you take a trash bag with you, and you clean up a site before you actually set up your campsite. That way you know it's clean. So it's just kind of too bad. But there's a lot of good areas out there. And then, you know, you got like Ojo Caliente, and I don't even know if they're open yet with COVID and everything. But there's some good hot springs there. Then you got like over in Jemez Springs, you know, you got the San Antonio hot springs over there. So I was thinking about going to that area and kind of hanging out. And then also in Jemez Springs in the downtown area, which downtown is like, it's like one street, so it's not even a downtown. But it's a really cool place to hang out. They have like these bathhouses down there that are fed by the hot springs as well. So you can go in there and you can rent those. And they put up all the mineral count, like every day they'll put the mineral count up on the little chalkboard out there, and what the temperatures are and everything. So yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that, because after this weekend I won't need to stick around here. I mean, I've got kind of all my stuff taken care of in the area. So, but like I said, Sierra's doing good. I'm you know, plugging along. I figured no matter what happens, we're gonna just continue to stay on the road and just keep cranking out content, because I feel like this is kind of my calling. Because I don't ever want to go back to corporate life, and even if things got bad out here health wise, I'd just rent like a cabin for a month or two or something like that, and just work on my truck in the meantime. So, but everything's going good with the truck. I'll show you all the swing out and the upgrades that I've been doing. So it's kind of nice. Eventually, what I'm going to do is I'll be replacing this little 1 pound bottle with a 5 pound tank. You know, once I get that ordered and get that mounted on the back. But it'll be kind of nice because my stove here will be able to run. You know, I won't have to have like the little bottle hanging off here. I can have this cord or this hose going back. And then also too, when I'm in the big tent, you know, I could take the hose there and use it to have the propane tank sitting outside, but have propane inside if I ever want to cook like that. And then I always park at an angle. So you'll notice here I've got like rocks underneath my stove to level it out, because I like to sleep at an angle. I like to sleep with my head up, and so this is actually kind of at a slope here of how I parked my truck. But that's working out really well. I find it really convenient just to hop out and immediately start making food, which is super nice. And so it's been working out great. I'm really pleased with it. Just the convenience factor of everything is real nice. And then I haven't added the jerry cans back here yet, so this is like an extra area where I can just throw stuff if I want to. So that's pretty awesome. And the upper control arms have been working great for the truck as far as you know, the increased ride that I've got. So if you all caught the last live stream that we did, or I think it was like two live streams ago, we're doing truck upgrades. I was talking about those, and that's just such a big improvement. So if you have a Tacoma with a lift, I highly recommend getting those. Those are the JBA off-road upper control arms for the Toyota Tacoma and the Toyota Sequoia, I believe, is the other one it fits on. And it just makes your ride to where you can literally like jam down trails, no problem. I was probably trails I used to go like 5 miles down that used to just shake my truck apart. Now I can go like 15, 20 down, no problem. And then the air compressor is real nice in there too underneath, so I can air up when I'm done you know, wheeling and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I wanted to just kind of get on tonight and say what's up to everybody. The month's coming to an end. This month for me was crazy as far as like how the traffic was. It was like people were, it was awesome with all the snow videos that I did with Baron and Elsa when they were out there. And I still have more content of that snow content that I haven't even edited up yet, which I should edit up. And then also too, I found a hang on one second here, something's up. Let's see, default scene. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I found an old data card, and it has video footage from I think last year, and then also the first year when I was out winter camping. So what I was thinking about doing is that I'd make a video, like kind of mash all that stuff together and show the difference of like how I used to camp when I was first out and how I camp now. So probably do something like that. But the month was awesome. I mean, September, it was like I think I got the channel got 1.5 million views as a whole for the month of September, which is like 700,000 more than I normally get. And then as far as subscribers go, the like people were just subscribing like crazy during those winter camping videos, and it was over 10,000 that came in. So it was just an excellent month, and I hit the 100,000 mark, which was crazy. Like I never thought the channel was going to get to that. And so the fact that it has is just like, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to roll with this and just keep going. And that's why, you know, doing the podcast with Craig, you know, the podcast Nomad Ramblings, Conversations from the Road. And then also too, Baron and I, we did a podcast episode in my tent during that time when the snow was coming down. And he posted it to Normal to Nomad, and I'm going to post it to Nomad Ramblings this week. And so that way, like he posted it up, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, and then I'll post it up now and just be like, hey, if you missed this one, catch it on our channel. But it's fun being out here. I'm liking this transition into fall. Phil from Down to Mob, his Jeep's almost done, so he's about ready to hit the road again. Then we're gonna do some winter camping coming up, and then gonna do a lot of winter camping with Baron and Elsa, and then also just some other people that are gonna be rolling through the area that are YouTubers as well. And so we're gonna try to get like just a ton of people together this winter and show you what it's like to be out here full time. So let's see, what else have we got? Do we have any questions here? Yeah, Texter, I am feeling better. So let's see, is anybody, do we have connectivity? I just want to make sure that we still do. I'm using, like I said, I'm using this new program, so I want to make sure it's working. Okay, yeah, it is. All right, cool. So yeah, so this winter, and then also too with this program here, I didn't do it right last time, but on Sunday, if y'all tuned in, I tried to bring Craig into the call with Rue. Rue, for those who are unfamiliar, Craig's one of my good buddies that I've been truck camping with forever, and we do the podcast, Nomad Ramblings, Conversations from the Road. But his dog Rue went blind like a year and a half ago when they were living at an off-grid ranch. It was like 6 miles off-grid. They'd have to snowmobile in the wintertime down in Gunnison. And his dog went blind over winter. And so anyway, Craig's back out on the road. He got a certification to do over the like the long OTR trucking and like long haul over the road trucking. And so he just got done with training and Rue's back with him, and we're going to port him into a call, probably not tonight, but we'll do it another time. And I figured out how to do it with Skype, but I can do it with like 5 other people too and get all these people on here, and then we could do episodes for you all with all of us winter camping out and about, which I think would be kind of cool. I don't know if our connection will hold, but I want to go over and show you this cabin real quick. There's a little shack over here. This used to be an area where there was a gold mine, and so back up in like this area here, you can see all the ground, how it's all disturbed and everything, and like down here, this is all tailings from a mine, and so there was gold that they were getting up here, and the mining claim is still active. I don't know if our connection will hold when we go over here, but there's a little deal. Let me get up this little area. So we got this right here, and it's a little. I think that this was a tool shack. I don't think it was a full-on cabin, because I mean, if you look at like the support beams, like this one right here, that's just basically a dead tree that they have that they nailed everything to. And so I don't think that this was like a cabin that it would be like, inhabited or anything. But it still is cool to see this, because you can tell it's super old. And the nails are newer nails, so this isn't from like a really far bygone area. But I camped over here once before, so if you saw that live stream, we did a little tour of this. But I really like this time of night when the aspens are changing, because this is like the time where it gets like that golden hour and all the forest turns gold, and it's just really awesome around here. It's just like, I do wish that it would last a little bit longer. It's unfortunate with the drought that we had this year. So, but let's go back over here, and we're going to sit down, and if anybody has any questions about anything, we can chat. Muncie, you're over here, girl. I think it's funny. I get these people that no matter what I do, they always like put a thumbs down on my video, and one of them just came across, and I just get a kick out of those people. I don't understand it. It's like some people just get bent about the weirdest stuff. But let's see, what else can I talk about that's out here? Oh, I'm getting a new stovepipe, a new stovepipe for my wood stove for this winter. Because what happened was, when I was winter camping with Baron and Elsa, I was breaking down my tent, and the way the stovepipe works is it collapses into each other. So there's four sections that are about this long, and when they extend all the way out, so you have a damper that goes on top of your stove. You have your stove like this, and you have the little opening in the back. The first part that goes on, it has the little air control knob, and then you have the 4 telescoping spots after that. Well, I dropped the stove into like some sand, and when that gets inside the telescoping ones and jams down in there, you cannot get it out. Like they won't telescope out or anything like that. So I essentially ruined my stovepipe. But I've got that, like I said, that new one's coming, and it just came in the mail, which is great. My friend Tyler told me that it showed up at his place. He's let me use his mailing address while I'm around here. And so I've got that new stovepipe, and they make this type of let me see if I can put a link up here. I want to show you all what this is. There's a type of section that you can get for the stovepipe. Let's see, stovepipe. I think it's an oven, I would say. Stovepipe oven. Yeah, so here's an example of like a stovepipe oven that I could get, and I could use this. Whoops, let's see, copy. All right, I'm gonna post this up in the little thing right here. Then I'm gonna bring it. Well, no, I don't want to do that. That's not the right one. Hang on, let me do something else. Yeah, let me add this to the broadcast. So yeah, if you click on that, I don't know if you can just highlight it all over there and then just click on it or whatever. But that's there's an oven that you can get, and you can put it on your, like it's a section that you put on your stovepipe. So right above the airflow section, you can put that little oven on there, and then you put your stove, like the rest of your stovepipe, on top of it, and it's just like part of your stove. And I was thinking how cool would that would be. I could like bake stuff all winter, and you know, I'm trying new stuff. I'm baking. I'm having to learn how to eat all these new things, and so I think baking like that would be pretty cool over the winter. So I think I'm going to pick one of those up too, and then that way when I set up in the wintertime, especially with the Bighorn 3, you know, with the 4-dog stove that I have, that's plenty big to like bake in there. And I think that'd be so cool to have like baking sessions. We could do like live streams that I could be like trying to, I don't know, make cinnamon rolls or something like that. So. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hold off on just the meantime for the snow trekker, just because I want to get my strength back up. I don't think it's important right now for me to really dive into something like that and invest all that money if I'm not feeling 100%. And so I'm going to wait for my health to improve, and then I can get the snow trekker. So if that happens in the spring, great. If it's next year, then it's next year. So that's what's going to be happening. But other than that, I just wanted to give everybody a quick update from camp here and show you all the colors. I don't really have a whole lot of news. If anybody has any questions, other than, you know, just Sierra doing good. She's responding well to the antibiotics, and you know, the doctor said, she's like, you know, you'll notice she'll bounce right back, and she did. So, but other than that, like I said, there's not much news here. One thing that is cool is I do like looking down roads like this. I don't know if you all like roads that are covered in like aspen leaves or any leaves like that, but Sierra and I, we go walk here every night, and if you look all the way down the road there, there's like a bunch of aspen leaves out there, so it's kind of cool. So I'm going to take her for a walk, and then I'm going to cook up some dinner myself, and then we're going to hunker down and watch a movie for the night. So just wanted to give everybody that update though. Sierra's doing well, and I'll have another video up here probably in the next, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. Oh, and then thanks. There was a super chat that came across here. Hang on one second. I want to see what that said there. I don't know how this software program works, so unfortunately, Thank you for the person that did the super chat. I just don't know. Oh, okay. Here's a bunch that just came in. Oh, all right, cool. Now there's a bunch of comments that came through. All right, nice. All right. So what was happening is no comments were coming through, and so I was like, well, I'm running out of stuff to say. So so anyway, all right. What is your favorite place to hike out there with your dog? So David M, let me put this up here. What's my favorite place to hike out here with my dog? I'd say the Holy Cross Wilderness area. I really like going up in there to like the Missouri lakes, and then also to like Esther Lake, and then Brady Lake, and then Cypress Lake. And I don't see a lot of people back up in there, and they're all dog approved trails. And so that's a really great area back up in there. So let's see, what else have we got? I want to bacon equals weight gain. That's definitely right, Pat. That's what I want to do. So, Camper Dude, thank you, man, for the donut funds. I appreciate that. And Backroads Nomad, it's going good out here, man. I'm having a good time. It's the colors are looking awesome, and so I'm at a really nice spot right now. And I've got a nice little water source here, and I was like, oh, cool. I'll use my water purifier and I'll jam this out. And then I didn't realize my water purifier broke, so I've got to get a new seal for that. The little part where it sucks in the water is broken, and so it doesn't filter out any of the macro stuff. But let's get caught up on these comments here. So I'm actually seeing them now, which is great. Yeah. So so this is a good question here. So what I was thinking about going with the snow trekker, then I was going to go with the crew tent. And so, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to wait till I start feeling better, because with this celiacs that I have, it's just like recently I had another episode about 2 weeks ago, and it just knocked me down like crazy. I lost 10 pounds again, and I just feel like, I look like all skinny and like crackheadish, and I don't like it. So I want to get it to where I'm feeling better and my energy levels are back up before I start doing that. Because what I'll do with that tent is, it's much smaller than the one that I have now, and it weighs like a quarter of the one that I have now. And so what I could do is get a hip sled and then attach everything to my hip, and then go in with either cross-country skis or like snowshoes and trek all the way in there and set up, and it'd be truly backcountry winter camping. And so it'd be a variation from what I have now. And the one that I have now is great. I mean, I love it. It works well. So I really enjoy that. All right, so let's see what else are we gonna get. No time for haters. Keep up the good job. That's right, Norma. Thank you. All right. See, what do I have for protection against bears? Well, I mean, like, guns are good for protection against bears, and I've got those. But literally, I think the best thing for protection against bears is bear spray, because you don't have to even be remotely good at aiming it to hit whatever you want. And you can lay down, like a real easy fog, because if anybody's ever shot bear spray or that pepper spray, it lays down like about a 3 or 4 foot fog on the ground, and you could just set up like a barrier. If there's like 3 or 4 bears coming, or one bear or a bunch of people or something, you set up a barrier and just go the other way, and it's like I've tested bear spray on myself. It works. Like it's strong. So, I mean, guns are good. Obviously, guns are great. That's the best noisemakers on the planet. And black bears are really scared. They're pretty skittish, and so, their anxiety is real bad. So they hear a gun go off and they just cruise and get out of there. But I think the best thing to use is bear spray, because it's idiot proof. So how far away am I from Minturn? I'm about, let's see, I'm probably about 160 miles, 170 miles from Minturn. So yeah, Josh, I love this campsite. This is a good one. I've been reading some good books lately, some Mix It Up Kenny. I'm doing right now, it's oh gosh, what's the one I just started? It's the Heart of Everything That Is, about Red Cloud. It's the only Indian chief that was able to like get all the tribes and get them together. So that's a really good one. Mike G, nice people throwing some cash. That's awesome. Not seeing anything after the 7:03 p.m. Ray, I wonder if you saw something there. Okay, let's see. I'm almost caught up here. Are you worried about radium in the water from the mountains because of the granite being decomposed? No, I'm not really worried about that. Weekend loving gypsy. I mean, like I do stay away from mining areas though. So like this area, the only reason why I would drink out of it is because Hey Sierra, come over here, girl. I just started running across up there. Oh, there's a little fox up there. Oh wow, there's a little fox running up the hill up there. It's pretty much gone now. That was kind of cool. But no, I any areas that have mining stuff, I usually don't purify water from them. This one over here is different because I know where the water source comes down, so I can actually go above it before it comes down to the mining area here. But typically, like areas like Ouray, Colorado, never get the water from around there. Silverton, same thing. I mean, tons of mining. Leadville, you got to know where you're getting your water from. So it's not, you can't just pull up to any stream and just start purifying water. So let's see here. What else we got? Yeah, James, I've thought about having caches in areas that I frequent the most. I've actually really thought about that now, just because of all the stuff that's gone on lately, with COVID and all that stuff. And so I've been thinking about doing that. And there's also too with cache, just kind of put some cache stashes around. So, all right, let's see here. Glad to hear Sierra's doing well. Bear spray works against crazy humans. Mike G, that's correct. Also, I used it against myself, and it was not good. Let's see here. What else have we got? What are we watching on Netflix? I just got done watching The Social Dilemma, and that was an eye opener. And then I also watched The Great Hack, and those two go hand in hand about just like surveillance and how all these tech companies are surveilling us through different social media platforms and all that stuff. So that was interesting. That was really interesting. And then I'm also watching Cobra Kai on there. I think that's like the funniest show on the planet. And I love the fact that show is getting popular. It's like the number 1 or number 2 show in America or something like that. And so I'm watching those on Netflix. And then on YouTube, I've just been keeping up with like The Outsider and Foresty Forest and, Baron and Elsa's channel, Full Alaska Send Overland, all those guys and gals. And so just keeping up with them and just I'm actually kind of like pulling back from some stuff right now. I just got off Facebook because it's just crazy. And plus too, the doctors are telling me like for what I'm going through and like while my body's repairing itself to really limit my stress. And so I was like, Facebook, for whatever reason, it's just the people on Facebook just go nuts and it's just not worth it. So I just got on there. I'm like, hey, everybody, doctors told me I needed to lower my stress, so I'm out of Facebook. So I got off there, which was nice. So, all right, let's see here. Do I take Sierra to PetSmart? No, John, I wouldn't ever take Sierra to PetSmart. Let's see here. The Russian B10. Yeah, and actually, I had a couple to add I had a couple Russian companies hit me up, and I need to get back to them about that. I haven't responded yet, but they were asking me about different tents that I'd like to try out. So I was like, yeah, I'd definitely be down for that. So I'm gonna make this dude go away. All right, I noticed that you had lost some weight. I was getting worried. Oh yeah, so Shell loves planning. So yeah, what it was is that I lost 40 pounds in 3 months, which was crazy. So I had a really bad reaction to like, I think it's just like all the gluten and everything. After a while, just built up in my system, and it just got to a point like I think it was like February when it really got bad, and then it just carried on, and then I was holding weight for a little bit, and then it just dropped off. And then it's like now, I mean, you look at my neck. I mean, God, it just looks. I'm way too skinny, and so like I weighed myself yesterday. I was 144 pounds, which is crackheadish for somebody who's 6 feet tall. But I'm normally about 175, and so 175, 185 is that that's kind of what I want to get back to. So I'm gonna work on that and hopefully get there sooner rather than later. Yeah, Tyler, what's up, dude? I was gonna say that I was gonna actually message you. You got to come on up, so I'll be here. I'm gonna go into Slide on Friday, but I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. So, yeah, man, I'll hit you up. Like I said, I'm off of Facebook, but I'll get back on to shoot you a message real quick. So, mix it up, Kenny. Yeah, thanks. I've all these truck upgrades that I did, really working out well. I'm really pleased with them. They're working out great. So. All right, let's see what else have we got here. Yes, I love it. Cobra Kai, that's awesome. Cobra Kai is good. Let's see, just might be doing money in here. No, I've not seen the Public Trust documentary. I'll check that out. I'm always looking for cool stuff to check out, so I'll add that to my list. So thanks, Bo Jackson. I appreciate that. Oh, that's cool for Jennifer Mint. I appreciate you watching, and I'm glad you like all the cooking videos. I think it's fun to cook, and especially like in the especially the cast irons, all that stuff. So Foresty is pretty cool. Yeah, I love Barronville. Yeah. PetSmart. Oh, just PetSmart. It's just one of those macro stores. I think that any of those macro stores, like PetSmarts and all those stuff, you hear about how they're like puppy mills, and I just don't want to support that. So, do you ever play scratch off tickets? Nah, I already won the lottery, man. I'm living in my truck. I don't need to win the lottery. I'm good to go. So check out Ranched on Netflix. Okay, cool. I also heard that Damnation was good too. That documentary about all the dams across the country. So I want to check that out, but I'm not had a chance to yet. So let's see. Hillberg tents are fantastic. I want to put this up from Backroads Nomad. I have a Kieran G for Trades of Forces tent. Oh, cool, man. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I kind of want to go old school though. I'd like to go to the old school. Like canvas ones. Those are so nice because they breathe. So like you don't have any condensation buildup in there, and so let's see. Adventure Bear, what's up, Jen? How you doing? You guys got to go follow Adventure Bear. She's awesome. So it's a good friend of mine. So yeah, I'll still be here on the 22nd. I'll still be around. And then to Speedy's Myth, yeah, I'm from Colorado, and so I'm from Kansas originally, but I'm currently in Colorado. So let's see what else have we got. Is that rear bumper swing away heavy? To Techstar. No, they said the whole bumper, the whole thing was 250 pounds. So I don't know how much the swing out is, but I mean it's heavy, but it's not as heavy as I thought it would be. So it's not bad. So, oh, that's cool. You're following from Belgium. That's great. Well, thanks for following along. That's awesome. Watch Facebook Market Taste for families. It's okay. Yeah, so to Doug C, I really like the upgrades. They're working out well. That rear bumper, the swing out that I have, that where I've got my stove and everything, that thing is so convenient. So if anybody has, a Tacoma or a Tundra or a first gen Sequoia, if you go to bruteforcefab.com, which let me type it in here real quick. Hang on. So it's fab.com. So there's the website for it, and that's that they do the bumpers. It's about 5-month lead time right now because they're having a problem getting stuff in from just different supply chains, but they're still there. So so let's see here. So hello from Maine. Hey, what's up, Mike? And then hello from Emporia. Like Emporia, Kansas? If so, that's awesome, Charlene. I'm from Kansas too. So let's see. How about a video on snares, catch and clean cooking? Yeah, I could do something like that, Albert. And also too, I need to do more fishing stuff. I just haven't had a chance to lately. I just haven't had the energy, unfortunately, just with going through all this health stuff. So like if you all notice, early part of the season, I was still jamming with fishing like all day and going out and jamming on trails and stuff. And then I just like abruptly stopped, and that's when things got really bad for me. And then I finally was like, well, I got to tell everybody what's going on. I can't just sit here and waste away and, have people just be like, dude, what is going on? So that's when I finally like admitted. I was like, hey, everybody, I've got celiacs. And, I've actually been dealing with this for 2 years with all these crazy things, but I just haven't told anybody about it. I didn't even tell my family about it. So let's see, what else have we got here? So smoked trout, yum. Yeah, Pat Miller. Smoked trout is my favorite. I love having smoked trout. And a lot of people don't know this about trout, but, if you smoke it over a fire, especially with brook trout, I've not tried this with cutthroats, but with brook trout, if you, you have the skin on them and everything like that, and after you smoke it, the skin flakes up, and if you can peel it off like a potato chip, and it tastes like a potato chip. It's the craziest thing. So that's really cool. I love that. There are a few lakes that I can drive to though that don't get a whole lot of traffic this time of year, and so I may go ahead and drive to those lakes and go fishing and do those videos. But as far as any bushcraft or anything like that, this won't be able to for the meantime. So to Rick, no more sightings, unfortunately. I'd like to see some, but just haven't seen anybody yet. And yeah, to Shell loves planning. Sierra just had a UTI, and so she's on an antibiotic right now, and we had some other tests done too. I'll get those results back on Friday, like Lyme disease tests and parasites and all these different things in her blood, just to make sure. I figure if she's going in and I'm paying for an office visit, I might as well get all this other stuff done too. So we'll get those results back on Friday. But they just said, hey, everything's pretty much cool. And to the person who asked if I'm near Telluride, no, I'm not near Telluride. I'm kind of near Saguache. So, all right, let's see. Let me see a few more comments here. Keep an eye on Sierra so she doesn't get near any small wildlife. Yeah, well, and also too, Deb, I don't want her, if she's still urinating blood, animals will pick up on that, like mountain lions and bears. So I want her to stay close, which is good because she's kind of just been like chilling underneath the truck and just bouncing around all day. She was up and down a lot last night, and so we didn't get a whole lot of sleep. And so she's been napping all throughout the day while I've just been kind of taking care of stuff around here. So, I know you want to bring us more. But got to take care of yours. Yeah, to CMI, that's true. That's one thing that I kind of struggle with is like I want to keep going and I want to just keep kicking out as much stuff as possible, but I have to be careful, and I have to know my limits. Like during the snowstorm, when I was doing all those videos when the snowstorm hit, and I did like 7 videos in 8 days, I lost 8 pounds from that. And so it's like I can't do that. I got to be smart going forward. And I think if I plan it a little bit better too, and just plan more videos and maybe space them out a little bit more, I'll be good to go. But I just wanted to bring everybody in like every day on that. And that was a lot of fun. I had a good time sharing that with everybody. So let's see. Oh yeah, to Cameron Schaefer. Yes, very much. At New Mexico, I love New Mexico, and that's actually one of the areas I think a lot of people forget about New Mexico. And I know in Colorado, a lot of people will drive down and they'll go to like Chaco and they go through the northern part of New Mexico and they kind of make a judgment call based on the whole state, based just on the northern part. But the northern part, unfortunately, some of those areas are pretty destitute, and there's some Indian reservations up there, and just the infrastructure there is really poor. And so people think the rest of the state's like that, but it's not. There's areas of that state that are incredible, and I don't want to give them away because I love going down there. But I get south of Albuquerque, and once I get south of Albuquerque, areas and like pretty much the rest of the state, anywhere south down there is good stuff. I love going out there. So Ray Leo, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, sun is hitting them. It was really lighting up. It's getting to be pretty cool. Let's go over here real quick. I want to see what. I want to see if we can get a better view of. Yeah, there we go. That way you can kind of see them where they look like they're on fire a little bit. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, But yeah, New Mexico is awesome. For those that don't go to New Mexico, you're really missing out because there's so much down there. There's all different types of terrain. Everybody thinks that it's just desert, and it's not just desert. So there's tons of stuff. All right, let's see here. I'm not. Oh, that's. I'm sorry, Bing's Ballyhoo, that you've got Lyme, so you can't push yourself. I've heard that's really tough. Um, to mix it up, Kenny. Well, I'm gonna get my South Dakota license or I'm sorry, address set up on the 15th, and so once I get that set up, I'll have an address, and then just hit me up. And if you wanted to send a hat from Bass Pro, that'd be great. Have you ever been to New York, Annie D? No. Well, actually, yeah. I drove through when I was in college. I went to Narragansett Beach to go, or actually Newport Beach to go to the Newport Jazz Festival because B.B. King was playing out there. And so we drove out and drove through New York. And I was the one who got us lost in New York City when I was driving through. There were a bunch of Kansas boys, and it was bad news. I mean, friends were all cussing at me. We were like 4 hours out of the way. So, yeah, I mean, like, if you've never been out west, I would say that people out here are pretty friendly, and I don't know, everybody seems pretty nice, and especially up in the mountains. I mean, you come up here and you get out on the trails and stuff, and it's hard to see a bunch of frowns. Most people are usually pretty happy to be out. That's one thing I love about living this way is like being out here. Most everybody I run into is nice, So let's see here, health first, and let's see what else. After the pandemic, you are welcome here at my house in Mexico. Oh, well, thank you. Let's see what else. Love the snowstorm. Yeah, I really enjoyed sharing those snowstorm videos, but I definitely did wear myself out. And to text her, no, I've not been to that section in Mexico. I'll have to check it out. So, used to hunt elk in the Blue Mountains in New Mexico. Oh, that's cool. Backwards. I had a friend who, when I was working for the town of Crested Butte, he worked at the Valles Calderas National Monument out there, and he was telling me about the Yellowstone elk they have. And I went out there and checked it out, and those Yellowstone elk are amazing. So, let's see what else have we got. So, Deanna Break, thank you. Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate that. Ever make it to Montana? So to Chris, no, I've not made it to Montana yet. I'd love to go up there and check it out. With me now, like I'm establishing my residency in South Dakota, and also getting my tags in South Dakota. I just think that I'm going to start spending more time up in that area, and then I'd love to go over and check out Montana and South Dakota, North Dakota, just the whole area. Because I've never been up in that area. I've never been to the Pacific Northwest either, so I really would like to check it out. So, all right, let's see what else have we got. They're lightweight and can't be packed on the sled. Let's see, Backroads Nomad. What were you saying about? With the help that you can pack them on a sled. I gotcha. Cool. Any crazy or interesting experiences to share while out there in the mountains? Yeah, so Speedy is a myth. I've had a couple crazy things. I mean, I've had some stuff at night that's happened to where I'll be like camping in certain areas, and I'll hear people walk by my truck really close, and I've had it happen twice. But I'll hear them, and they're literally right next to like those windows right there, walking by, and I'll immediately jump out of my topper, and there's no one there. And it's like I'll be in really remote areas camping, and that's happened to me twice in the same area. And I don't know what that's all about. And then I did have an experience with what I think was like either Sasquatch or Bigfoot or whatever you want to call it, over on Hancock Lakes area, near Hancock Pass in Colorado, above St. Elmo. And that's actually an area where there's a lot of activity reported. And at first I didn't know what it was. I was like, what the hell is that thing running through the forest so fast, And I got out of my truck one morning. It was throwing rocks at me. And I thought it was a bunch of high school kids messing with me, so I chased whatever it was up the hill, and then when I finally saw it, I was like, that is not a person, and it's not a bear, and it's not a moose, and so I just ran back to my truck and got out of there. But yeah, it's been kind of crazy. I haven't had too many bad experiences, but the ones that I have had have been kind of, they leave you feeling really uncomfortable. So, yeah, so to Justin, I do watch Joe Robinet from Canada. He's awesome, and same with The Outsider from Canada. That guy's really cool. And there's some other good channels like Foresty Forest up there in Canada. I like him a lot, the guy in the minivan. So they're cool. All right, let's see what else have we got. Except for the one lady that had the gun. Yeah, I know that was crazy when that lady had that gun. I just like that's why I like camp in the middle of nowhere. It's like I just don't have to worry about any crazy people coming out. And if a crazy person does come, then I can usually I don't know, I can hear him or something or see him coming if I'm out camping by myself. But that was a new area that apparently gets hit a lot, and those locals over there are pissed. They don't want anybody camping there, so that's whatever. I was glad to leave. So Yeah, so Barbara Stark. So yeah, I'd love to go to BC, Canada. I was up in Vancouver a couple, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. No, about 10 years ago. I went over to Apex Mountain and went snowboarding for a week, and really liked Vancouver. It was awesome, and everybody was telling me like you got to come up here and adventure around. So I'm stoked about that. I'll have to get up there. Obviously, it'd have to be after COVID, but that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool to check out. So reduce. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to check that out, Techstar. I'd like to go back down to southern New Mexico here shortly, so maybe I could do that before going up to South Dakota. So let's see here. Medicine Bow National Forest, Wyoming has a lot of dispersed camping, gorgeous. Oh yeah, cool. I've not been up there. I'll have to check it out. Uh, cool. Hey, thanks, Theodora. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoy these. I like doing them too, and I like sharing the experiences out here and just kind of getting on and chatting about whatever. Everybody seems pretty cool, and so to show loves planning, you're asking what was what was that the same area of the Bigfoot? You're talking about where I saw like the one running through. That was over in Hancock Lakes. So yeah. And then for motion sensor lights, I used to have one on the back, but it would wake me up all the time, so I quit using it. But every once in a while, I think about maybe putting them back on. At least like the light pods, like the ones that can like light it up like Christmas. Because if anybody was jacking it with me around my truck, if I had like little lights like right on the roof rack, like all pointing out in different directions and everything, I could flip them on and it'd be good security. So to Robin Taylor, what's the temperature here? Right now it's about 50. I would say about 45 right now. It got up to about 60 today here, and then it's just been dropping ever since the shade hit the area. The temperature's been dropping pretty good. So let's see, my self-reliance. Yeah, that's a good one right there. I like the my self-reliance. Sean James. Yeah, the my self-reliance. That's a good one. I try to remember all these channels, and I kind of get them mixed up sometimes. But I've got like 200 that I follow. I follow a lot of boxing stuff too. I like old school boxing, like Marvelous Marvel and Hager, or Tommy the Hitman Hearns, or Sugar Ray Leonard, or like the old George Foreman stuff and Muhammad Ali. And they have all these analysts that will break down those fights and talk about the psychology behind them, and I think those are pretty interesting. So I like to watch those. So. Oh, you got a multi-tool? That's awesome, Kenny. Mix it up, Kenny. I appreciate that. So, and yeah, to Vancouver Island. I've heard that Vancouver Island is sick, so I'd love to go up there and check that out. And just Canada in general, just kind of roam around. I'd love to go up there and just spend a summer just kind of cruising all through Canada. And then, if I ever go up there, or when I do go up there, actually, I was talking to Matt and Danielle from Exploring Alternatives, that really awesome channel that did the video about me over the summer. And they told me, like, yeah, if you come up here, let us know, and we'll get together and hang out. And so that'd be pretty cool to see them, because after they did that video about like my winter camping and summer camping endeavors on their channel and featured that next month is when my channel really took off. So I was really excited about that. So yeah, to Alan, Jenny, Mike Tyson's coming back fighting Roy Jones Jr., that'll be crazy to see that fight. See if they still got it. And then, and Michelle loves playing. I watch MMA as well. I like that. And there's some really good fighters out there right now. I think it's pretty cool to watch all that stuff. So it's nice to see that there's other things other than just UFC, like Bellator is doing well, and those other organizations seem to be doing good too. But I used to wrestle in high school, so that's kind of fun to watch the wrestlers on there do their wrestling thing. Because I still remember, like, how to do leverage moves and all those different things, and you can really surprise people, So, all right. Peekaboo style. Oh, cool. That's awesome. So this is cool. So this peekaboo style, is that the one that Teddy Atlas made? That he trained Teddy. So there's a channel. It's the let me see what this channel is called. Hang on a second. Let me go to YouTube here real quick. It's like, I think it's called the Modern Martial Artist or something like that. And he does these things where he'll break down these different fighting styles. Yeah, so it's the Modern Martial Artist. Let me just put this up here, so that way for any of the fighting fans that want to check this out, this guy does a really good job of breaking down the psychology behind fights and all those different things. And it's kind of cool, like the historic fights. They get to talk. They like the fighters now get to talk about what happened back then, which I think is pretty interesting. So anyway. Let's see if you've heard of Sasquatch fly fishing based out of Estes Park. To Samuel Ross. No, I've not heard of that, but I'll have to check that out next time I'm up there. I like to fly fish Estes Park. There's so many great places that have the greenback cutthroats, which is great, and so that's a cool place to check out. So next time I'm up there, I'll look into it. And so Tyler, that's awesome, man. Maybe that's why we get along, because we both like those punishing, grueling trainings where you got to run like 20 miles before you even start wrestling, which is crazy. So, all right, let's see what else have we got. I was Customato, that's what it was. And then Teddy Atlas was like the young trainer that was with Customato when he was there. So let's see here. Yeah, Angelina, I think that Rogan will be fine over at Spotify. They paid him $100 million and they increased their market share by $1 billion, so they're not going to muzzle that guy. There's no way. So Nicholas, so people that are just coming in, how's the truck performing with the upgrades? It's doing great. I absolutely love it. I'm so stoked to have it. It's so nice having the onboard air so I can pump up the tires after I get done being on bumpy trails, and it's just nice to have all that stuff done. I didn't get a chance to line X the front bumper or rear bumper or sliders like I wanted to, so I just went with powder coating, and then after the powder coating fades in a couple years, I'll probably line X it after that. So let's see here. Looks close to peak. Golden leaves on the ground. Yeah, Eric Z. Yeah, there's a bunch of golden leaves on the ground. So if you look around, I mean, there's. Hey, sorry everybody. I didn't realize the router was on the way out, and so I had to go and plug it back in, and so sorry about that. So anyway, if you refresh it, it will come back up, and it should be good to go. So sorry about that. Can people still see me? Hopefully it's all right, there we go. Okay, cool. So we're back on. Sorry about that. So I came over because I saw that the battery was blinking at me, and I thought, well, I'll come over here and maybe we'll start wrapping it down or something like that. And then I got right to the router and I was like, I'm getting ready to plug it right in. And right as I got there, it went out, and then I had to wait for it to kick back on. So, but just to let you all know what I'm doing this evening for dinner, we're gonna fire up some pancakes here really quick. And I'm going to do the blueberries on top of it and all that stuff, and probably do some eggs as well. And then, like I was saying, I'm going to run into town on Friday, but just going to enjoy camping up here and just kind of just hanging out. So let's see here. Thoughts on the 270 awning for Techstar. Let's put this up here real quick. So I think that the 270 awning would be good. The one that I'd use the Easy awning. And the reason why I'd use the Easy awning is they've got legs built into the poles that stick out, like the poles that are on that come out that hold the tarp up. So the one, and they're built into it, so you literally like push a button and they swing down and they're telescoping, they come down, and you can provide that support. And then it's got a room around it too. So like I'm looking at probably getting the Easy awning with the AT Overland Atlas new topper that I'll get at the in the spring. So yes. So sorry about that. I like I was saying, I got over to the router and I just didn't get it plugged back in time. So, but yeah, for dinner. So that's what I'm doing for dinner. And then like I like to do my eggs over easy, so I'll be doing that as well. But I'm trying to do a ton of food, so I'm doing like 6 to 8 eggs a day, and then I've got, I don't know if you all use a pressure cooker, but I've got a really good recipe that I use to make this. They call it like a Louisiana pot roast, but it's basically like all this food that I made with like pepperoncinis, and it's got a good pot roast in there, and all these different you use like it's like beef bouillon cubes and Italian dressing and all that stuff. Works out great. So I made 4.5 pounds of food, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat that in 2 days. And 4.5 pounds of meat, and I'm just going to try to eat as much as possible so I can put food back on, because it's just oh, Charlene, thank you very much for that $25. Hang on a second, what was that over there? We had an animal that just ran across right there, and I didn't catch it, but it was rather large, and it went Phew. And I was wondering what that was, and Sierra was looking over there too, so I don't know what that was. So but Charlene, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to put that on there. So I appreciate that. I love what I'm doing too, and I love sharing it, and that's why I'm so active on here. I mean, normally I would just kind of like hang out and do whatever, but this is such an awesome experience that I want to share with everybody. And winter camping is my favorite time of year. That's the best. And so I'm really excited for that coming up. I'm going to buy some new cameras for that, because I want to do 2 cameras for the videos instead of just one, so I can show different angles of what it's like to be inside that tent. And that big tent is so much fun. I've been tracking the weather. I've been looking into you know, Crested Butte and Leadville, tracking both those, being like, maybe a freak snowstorm's coming, you know, in the next couple weeks, but haven't seen anything yet. So, but anyway, let's see. What is the height? What's the height I'm at now? So I'm at 6 feet tall, if that's what you're asking, Techstar. The height of the awning. I'd say, let's see, I'm 6 feet, probably. I'd say it's about 6.5. Yeah, I'd say it's about 6.5 right now with the lift. And see, I have these my mounting brackets. Let me show you real quick. They're flipped up. So, you know, if I wanted to make it to where the awning was lower, you know, you just flip this down, and then it basically makes the mounts back here flip this way. And so I could basically take off about 6 inches if I wanted to, because I was having a little bit of a problem. I don't know if you all saw that drop down room that I'd used in that, and then I put the stove in last spring. But that drop down room, sometimes if I was on ground that wasn't totally level, or maybe a little bit raised up on this side, the room wouldn't reach all the way to the bottom because it was a little bit too tall. So let's see here. We had a question about South Dakota. Let me pull this up here. Hang on. Let's see. Will you be camping in South Dakota too? If I can get up there in time to camp, yeah. I'll probably camp outside of Rapid City and kind of camp the hill country. But if not, then I'll just rent, you know, a hotel room or something while I'm up there. And just basically be in town for a couple days, get my business set up there, get everything registered with the state, you know, and then get out. Because you can actually, after the first night of staying there, if you stay in certain areas, there's like these places you can stay at to where they say that they'll give you a receipt with an address that is South Dakota on there, and then you're basically established residency in there. So let's see, what else have we got here? Since the time living in Deb, South Dakota. Oh, that's cool. That'd be awesome. So maybe low in potassium. Yeah, Deb, but you know, I did have all my blood work checked, and they said it came back perfect. So all my levels were good, which was strange. And you know, I mean, it's still, you know, the thing about it is with like stomach issues and GI issues and stuff like that, they kind of know, but they never really know. They don't really ever have like a pinpoint. They don't go, this is exactly what it is. They kind of have an idea, you know, and like that's why you do that elimination diet to start out, because you starts to realize like what's bothering you. So I've been able to add some stuff back. Like I can add sugar back now, which is great. So I can do like bacon and, you know, different things, cinnamon rolls, stuff like that, if I can get gluten-free dough. But I can't do gluten. Like I had something gluten a couple weeks ago and it knocked me down, and I lost 10 pounds. Like, this is crazy. I just felt like crap the entire time. So, all right, let's see. To slow jam, how much does monthly income cost? It's kind of a funny pick there. It doesn't cost that much to live this way. I can get by on like $1,200 a month, pretty easy. Now I'm spending about $2,000 a month just getting better food and, you know, just making sure that I'm taking care of myself and everything like that. And so with the organic food, it's just, you know, it costs more obviously. And the specialty foods like the gluten-free stuff, it's more expensive. And so every time I'll go to the grocery store a couple times a week, each time I go, it's about $80 to $120, depending on what I get. And so, you know, that's expensive, but I look at it like, you know, it's my health. And so it's definitely worth it. And plus too, that food tastes so much better. And like all the stuff that I have here, that's all organic. It just tastes great. All the vegetables and all that stuff. And I don't understand why people would not eat organic. That stuff just tastes like cardboard, in my opinion. So, all right, cool. Hey, Chris. Well, all right. Well, have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. And Teresa, thanks for watching. I appreciate that. To CMI, it's the Dansby's. Yeah, I used to follow some Bigfoot channels too, and I used to follow some alien channels, and then like Top 5 and all those different channels. And finally, I got out of those rabbit holes. So. Oh yeah, it's kind of, you know, I've actually found a really good IPA from Holiday Brewing out of Golden, Colorado, and they're 100% gluten free. They're not like Omission. Omission has like a trace amount of gluten in their beers, and they say it's such a small amount that you can't feel it, but I can feel it. So I can't drink Omission, but you can drink those Holidays. But the problem is they're like $4 a beer, which is crazy. So you gotta kind of watch it. Let's see here. So which power station do I use? Bruno is asking about this. So I use the Blue Eddy EB150, and right now it's behind my. Let's see if we can see it here. It's behind my truck, right down here, and so it's kind of nice because it's like a tower. Whoops, sorry about that. It's a tower, and so it fits well in, like, you know, kind of like, it's only 6.5 inches wide, and so it fits well behind the seats or anything like that. And I like it. It's about 101 amp hour, 1500 watt hour battery. So let's see here. How close am I to Manitou? I'm about 2.5 hours from Manitou right now. And let's see here. We've got some stuff to get caught up on. Here it is. Thanks, Jim Harper. That's awesome with the sticker there. I appreciate that, Jim. Let's see. The view behind you is just beautiful. Yeah, there's a bunch of hiking by my camp, Teresa. There's actually some trails that go back up there, and you can go to an area where there's an old mine, and then behind that there's just like some user-created trails. There's nothing that's really established. I don't think anybody come up here for. But you can go hiking through the forest. It's easy through over here, like down this road that's just right here. If you walk down there, there's a bunch of old roads that are old Forest Service roads that just nobody drives anymore. And you can go walking on those, and they go way back into like old mining foundations and stuff like that. So it's really cool to walk around this area. So I like that. Let's see what else have we got. Just came on. We're at 12 Hours Hospital. Yeah, so just to give you an update on Sierra, just so that everybody that was tuning in, Sierra has a urinary tract infection, and that's it. So she's in good shape. We've got her antibiotic right now, and I had some other stuff done, some other blood tests done when I was there, and we're going to get those results back on Friday just to make sure there's nothing else bothering her. But the vet was pretty sure it was just a UTI, so I think we're in good shape. All right, let's see what else here. Is it supposed to snow and color in anytime soon? There is a bump that's supposed to come through the week of October 10th, but they don't know if it's going to produce any snow. It may just be rain. But I'm keeping my eyes on the long-range forecast, because if there's more snow, I'm going to grab my tent and go to Crested Butte and go camp up there, because it's awesome out there. I know I've got a spot where I can camp too, where I know I get good cell reception, so we could do a live stream out there. Just got some bugs that just showed up. All right, let's see here. Any other gluten-free gems you found recently? I'm so too. No, none that I've really found recently, but I'll keep looking. Just the birch benders are so good, but these are kind of well known for the gluten-free stuff, and I really love these. But I'll keep an eye out for other stuff and see what I can come up with. So I'm always looking for things now, and it's like I never thought I'd be so intent on reading all the labels, but it's it's definitely something that. When you got this, it's crazy. So, yeah. Well, the alcohol doesn't help at all. It actually kind of just destroys, getting better, especially when you're trying to get your small intestine back to where it's working properly. So alcohol during this time just isn't a good idea. And they say that, after you're done, once your gut biome gets good again, that you can do whiskey and all that stuff. But what's the point? Especially, and on top of it too, I mean, for those who want to follow the channel, I prefer marijuana anyway, because you don't have a hangover, and it's in and out of your system or it's, it lasts for only like 2 hours, and it's not like drinking. It's like if you drink, you're committed. At least in my case, like if I drink a beer, you kind of feel like crap all day. So, have you watched any? Yeah, actually, so I did watch this. I watched one of the documentaries last year, I think it was. And it was Missing 911 or Missing 411 or something like that. And it was about the hunters, all the hunters that had been gone missing in the forest. And that's definitely interesting. Some of those hunting stories, you just think something isn't adding up. So let's see. So when am I coming to Taos? Hopefully within a couple weeks. So we'll see. Maybe after this weekend I can cruise down there. I'm not sure. We'll have to kind of play it by ear, but I'll let you know. If I cruise down there, if you're in that area, we'll have to get together and kick it. So let's see here. Ever go in any mine shafts? I don't do that. I know people that do. I just think that it's kind of risky because you can get mine collapses. And if I'm in there by myself, I just feel like such a jerk if I, was in there and I'd be like, man, I knew I shouldn't have done this. while I'm just counting down the hours while my air goes away. So let's see. Doesn't YouTube take like 50% of super chat donations? Yeah, I've got donation, or I've got Patreon, Shannon, and I don't know how much they take from the super chats. I have to check. It's not 50%, but it is like, I think it's around like 25%. But my Patreon is just patreon.com/offgrid backcountry adventures if you'd like to check that out. Let's see here. Can I find the paleo and keto mix? Yeah, it's a Techstar. That paleo and keto mix, that I don't like that as much. I think the keto is really doesn't taste very good. So the gluten-free one is the only one that I'll get from that. If I see the paleo or the keto, or like the keto one with the chocolate chips, that's horrible. So don't ever get that. So let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, so it's a CMI. Yeah, there's a specialist that's in Salida, a GI specialist. So I've got that coming up next month. It just took a while to get in. They're pretty busy. So, all right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. And yeah, I enjoy doing this. I usually do like 0.2 grams for my microdosing. But anyway, let's see here. Anything else that I want to see real quick? Going through these. Where is that? All right, cool. I think we're good to go. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm gonna go ahead and make dinner here, and then, like I said, Sierra and I, we're gonna hunker down in the truck topper here and watch a movie for the night. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and hope you all have a good evening. And I'll catch you up. Let's do another live stream next week, and I'll be at a new location so we can chat then. All right. I'll talk to you all later. Thanks.